Yeah. Yo, bro. So, how do you make a living? Like, traveling is expensive. Like, bro, like, what's the secret? Like, because people want to live like you. Like, people want to go places. So what do you make? Like, what do you do to to afford all those trips and up and down?
Yeah, so the thing that allowed me to do it originally is I had like a what you would call like a high ticket coaching program. So I was helping at first churches use social media to attract new visitors, and it was like $3,000 lifetime to work with us. So we would sign up in between like 5 and maybe 10 people a month. So when
Yeah.
you're signing, let's say for example, I have a good month and I sign up 10 people, that's 30K right there in a month. So like being able to make that type of money, it's like you can pretty much travel and do whatever you want.
And the people always like coming every time. Like, what? How do you do to get like the people?
So like social media, running ads, different things like that, but mainly social media and running ads.
Where do you run your ad? Google ad.
No, I don't have that business anymore, but I would run them on like Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. That's pretty good, bro. Like, so tell me more about your membership. Like that time I was checking, you gave me a free trial for 7 days. I saw it's really, really, really good. Yeah, I saw some testimonials, people talking about fears that holding them back from achieving their goals. Everybody, everybody, if you're watching this, okay, let me just put it in a simple way. Like, if you're in South Africa, if you're in Africa, if you are in Europe or Asia, I'm gonna be just a little bit clear. D Green can help you achieve some of your goals. He's not God that's gonna help you achieve everything, but he's gonna lead you to a pathway you can achieve some of your goals. Because I remember that day, you were asking me if I've achieved some of my dream goals, and I said that couple, yes, but not all of my dream goals. So what do you think is the most common, um I don't want to call it mistake, cause of holding people back from achieving their goals in general, because you've helped so many people like achieve their goals?
I mean, there's really only two things. Either people are too afraid to get started, they never get started. So if you don't ever get started, then you're not going to achieve it because you didn't do anything. And then the next
Yeah.
one is they give up before they achieved it. Those are only really when you boil it down to really what stops people. Either they don't get started or they give up before they actually achieve it.
Hmm. Is there any reason why they give up? Like, oh, they're afraid of, like, they're scared of, like, doing things. There must be a
My
reason.
my answer would be that because they're not undeterred. You know what I mean? Like if you're undeterred, it doesn't matter. I think there's different things for different people. Uh, there's different reasons. Sometimes people. I mean, if I had to give it a word, I would say people don't get started because they're too afraid. People give
Hmm.
up because they're doubtful. They doubt that they will be able to achieve it. Because if you're 100% certain that, like, if I told you, hey, with 100% certainty, there's $1 million in your backyard, you just have to dig a hole and you'll get it. But it's there for sure. And if you dig, you 100% will get it. That's not a if 100%. People would be back there digging until they get it. The question is like they have a doubt if they don't know. They're wondering, is the $1 million actually there? Will I
Hmm.
actually ever be able to find it? But if you know 100% for sure, then you will just go get it. So people just doubt if they'll ever be able to achieve that thing is usually what it comes down to.
Okay, so and that's where you come from, and be like, you know what, I'm gonna help you go through this, right?
Yeah, what I realized for me is I was like, I wanted to propose to my wife now. I wanted to propose to her in Paris, and I was like, up until that point, I wanted to be in the NBA, and I got a scholarship for college, but then I gave up. Basically,
Sorry, man.
I wanted to be a rapper and a producer. And then like when I didn't know how to make money with that, like I stopped doing that. And so I was like, man, I don't want to keep going through my life giving up on these dreams because I know I'm good enough to do these things. So I was like, I'm just going to see what happens if I just don't give up on this dream. I don't care if I get evicted. I don't care if I get kicked out. I don't care anything. I'm just going to stick to it. And when I did that, everything worked out. There were some times where I was scared and it felt like, man, I'm going to get my apartment taken away, this, and this. But I stuck with it and everything was fine. And then I later came across the word undeterred and I was like, oh, that's what I had to do. I had to just like refuse to give up no matter what happened. And so that is what I realized that I had to do and what other people have to do. It's just like, if you're undeterred, it doesn't matter what setbacks or challenges or fear or doubt that you have. Like you will overcome those things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How long do you think it's taking people to overcome those fears?
Their whole life, they never do. Most people never do. That's why you see most
Mhm.
people working a job that they don't like, living in a city that they don't want to live in, complaining about how much money they have, complaining about what country they're from, complaining about their skin color, complaining about the government. They don't ever overcome it. There's very few
Mm,
people. The people that most people know that are achieving their dreams are the people they see on TV,
mm,
people they see, in movies. But if you left your house right now and you knocked on the doors, most of these people have not ever. They don't know what it feels like to overcome those fears. And if they do,
yeah.
it's usually in like one area of their life. Maybe they figured out how to get a promotion or start a job. But when it comes to traveling or learning another language or you know moving somewhere, like they haven't done it. Like most people
Yeah.
aren't just like, hey, all the dreams that I have, I've pursued it, I've chased it, I never gave up on it. You know.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Guys, this is so deep. This is so amazing. Like, I really get you. I really understand you. Uh, man, I think fear is natural, and people, it's just natural at the point where you need to have mentors. You need to have, I mean, people like you, like, you know, to be there for some people, because it's really not, cannot be transmitted just like, you know just like this. It's really need to be, um somebody has to push you off your limit so you
Yeah.
can, you can start to like be like, yeah, I got this,
And I
and I'm
think
gonna do this.
the thing I would add is like I used to say like, hey, I'm helping people overcome their fears and their doubts. And I think what I've realized over time is like it's not about overcoming your fear and your doubt. Because I think that makes it seem like it's gonna go away. Like, oh man, I
Yeah.
have a fear of doing this and it's not. I don't care about that. It's not about does the fear go away, does the doubt go away. Like I have fear all the time. I have doubt all the time. It's about doing it anyways. So
Yeah.
my goal is not for you to be confident while you're doing a podcast and to be like, hey, I have no fear and doubt. My goal for you is like you're putting out the episodes. You could be
Yeah.
afraid, you could be doubtful. That's going to be part of the game. It's like
Yeah.
even Joe Rogan probably has days where he's like, what am I doing? Like, is this going to work? Are people listening? Everybody has these fears and these doubts. It's like, how do
Mm,
you achieve your dreams despite that? Great. You're afraid to move out. You're in Kenya and you want to move to another country, but you're thinking, if I move to this country, how am I going to survive? How am I going to make money? How am I going to do all this? It's not, let's overcome those fears and then do that. It's like, no, let's do that even though you have those fears and figure out how you can still do the things that you want to do. So I think
mm,
that's one thing that a lot of people, they're like, I need to overcome my fear. It's like, for me, I really don't like bugs. I hate bugs, bro. So like if I see a bug and I have to kill it or pick it up, like I don't want to do that. It's not necessarily like if I see one, I need to overcome the fear. It's like I just need to pick it up even though. And over time, if I pick up enough bugs, like I won't have that fear anymore. It'll be less. But if I just sit and I try to read about it and do all this stuff, like I think people they're like, I need to be more confident. Like everybody is always waiting to do something. Like people will be like, "Oh, D, I want to join your program, but right now is it's not the perfect time. It's not the right time. I need to think about it. I need to do this." And it's like thinking about it, like how has I need to start asking people, how has thinking about it changed your life in the past? Tell me
Mm,
something that you really wanted to do and you did it by thinking about it. Because you know what I mean? That's not how you change your life. You don't change your life by thinking about it. You change your
mm,
life by doing something about it. Now, there's yes,
exactly.
you need to take time to make decisions, but what most people do when they say they need to think about it, what they're really saying is, I'm afraid. I know this is what I want to do, what I need to do. I'm afraid to take action. So give me more time. That way, hopefully, the time makes me more comfortable. But it's not the
Mm.
time that's going to make you more comfortable. It's the decision, you taking action and doing it. That's why when you go skydiving, it's not let me think about it. It's like they're just going to push you out. Like you're already up there. And it's like you're going to overcome that fear, or else you're just going to be afraid on the way down. There's not, let me think.
I don't like those things, man. Like, yeah, I think for that one we're gonna put it. I don't like those skydiving and stuff. I don't like them.
Which is like that, which in that scenario, that might be something that you just don't want to do, right? So it's like you don't need to just face your fears just for the sake of doing it. But
Yeah,
let's say if that was, let's say if the plane is burning, the plane is going to blow up and they're like, bro, you have to jump. It's not let me think about it.
exactly. You're gonna have to jump. Yeah,
You have to do it. And so like that's how people's lives are. Like everything is burning around you and you have an opportunity to move forward and you're like, let me think about it. You don't need to think about it. You've already thought about it. You know that this is what you need to do. You know this is the right decision. You know that. But you're afraid and you think that in order to make decisions in life, you have to not be afraid. You have to not be doubtful. So people are trying to
yeah,
fix that. It's not fix
yeah.
that. Take action. You're going to be afraid. You're going to be scared. Like when women have a baby, bro, like that's a scary thing to do. Like, but if you just don't go to the hospital because you're like, let me think about it, you're gonna hurt yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta go in there and let them handle that. While you gotta have to deal with it. So that to
Ex-
me is like what Undeterred is about. If you want to achieve your dreams, you can't let any of these things hold you back. And it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be scary. There's gonna be fear. There's gonna be doubt. But we're doing it anyways. And that's harder
yeah.
said than done. Which is why I created the membership to help people do just that.
Wow.